Hi friends, welcome to Python Learnings. Today we are going to learn regarding conditional statements. Conditional statements are used to perform different actions based on different conditions. Conditional statements in Python are if, elif, else. These three are main conditional statements. We have nested if and ternary operators also. Let's start with if statement. It is used to test a condition. If the condition evaluates to true, the block of code inside the if statements gets executed. If the condition evaluates to false, then the block of code inside if statement is skipped. Syntax for if statement is if followed with a condition followed by colon. And here we will have code to be executed inside the if statement. This is the syntax for if. Let's comment this. Let's start with examples by using input function. How to write an if statement. I'm considering to take input from the user. So A is equals to input of enter a value. So I'm taking here input from the user. The input function always takes its input as string only. If we want to compare any values in this condition, then we need to convert it into integer value. So int of that input. So the string input will be converted to integer over here. So that's why we use int in front of input to convert into integer. So let's write if statement. And we are checking the condition here. If a equals to 10, then we are writing code inside the if, like print a value is. Now I'm printing a value here. If the input is equals to 10, then it satisfies the condition. So then it will enter into this code to be executed and then prints the value of a. So let's run this. I'm giving here input as 10 only. See here, it is satisfying. So I'm getting the value, a value is 10. Once again, we'll try to run this by giving different value. If I'm giving 3 here, then there is no output because if does not satisfies the condition, so it is not entering into it. So we are not getting any output over here. Now I am checking string only, then no need to convert. We can directly use input function. Then d equals to input of enter a string. So no need to convert here because we are comparing string only. So if d equals to hi, then print string is. So let's run this. So here I'm giving hi only. Let's comment this first. Let's run again. high, string is high. Once again, we'll run this. I'm giving hello. So we are not getting any output because it is not satisfying if condition. Without using input function, how to write? So let's take b equals to true, Boolean. So if b, then print true. So I have given b equals to true. If b, then print true. So let's run this. I'm giving, sorry, I need to comment this. Let's rerun again. Stop and rerun. See here, b is true. If true, print true. So it is printing true over here. If I consider here as false, then if I run it, if b false, this is not satisfying the condition. So there is no output over here. In above examples, mostly I have used double equals to for explaining you. We can use any condition to check like greater than or equals to, less than, equals to, not equals to, like that. Let's also comment this. Next, we are going for else statement. It is used to execute if the condition in if statement gets failed or false, then we go for else. So the syntax for this else statement will be if condition is true, then it will print if statement code. If the condition in if statements gets failed, then we go for else statement, and the code inside the else statement will be executed. So this is the syntax for else. Let's comment this. So let's take some examples. C equals to 14, I'm giving. I'm checking here. If C equals to 16, then print sweet 16. If not, then I'm using else statement here. Print not sweet 16. Not sweet 16. So I have given C equals to 14 here. So 14 equals to 16, it will check. So that is not true. So it will come to the else block and then it will execute the code inside else block. So let's run this. We are getting else block print statement, not sweet 16. So this is how else will work. So if I give 16 only here, if I run this, we are getting, it is satisfied and we are getting sweet 16 only. Okay. So let's take another examples. Let's first comment this. So commenting, it will make easier for us to see the output. So that's why I'm commenting here. So let's take another example. I'm using input statement. I'm using input function. So name equals to input of enter your name. I'm checking here if name is not equals to brown, then print this is not brown. Else print high brown. So let's run this. I'm giving here brown. See here, I have given input as brown. So it is checking here brown not equals to brown. So this is wrong. So it goes to else statement. And then here it will print high brown. This is the output here. If we give any another name as input, it will be satisfied. So it will print as this is not brown. Let's comment this as well. Let's go to another statement, that is Elif. Elif is short form of else if. It is used to check multiple expressions for true and execute a block of code as soon as one of the conditions are true. It comes after an if statement and before an else statement. So let's see the syntax for that. So if condition 1 code inside it, Elif condition 2 code inside it, and then else, and then code inside that. So Elif will be executed if the if condition statement is false and Elif condition statement is true, then Elif will be executed. So let's consider example. I'm considering here a list. So let's take a list with some numbers. I'm checking here if 6 in list print present in list. Elif 2 in list. If this is present, print it is present in list. Else print not present. So here I am checking conditions like 6 is present in this list or not, 2 is present in this list or not. If not, not present. So here 6 is not in this list. So this if condition won't get executed, and then it goes to Elif 2 in list. So 2 is present in this list. So this will be executed. Let's run this. See here we are getting 2. It is present in list as an output. Here I am adding one more Elif which is also true. what will happen then? So I'm adding here another Elif to the same example. And I'm giving here 3 in list. I'm changing this as this is also present in list. And let's run this. See, we are getting output as 2. It is present in list only, but 3 is also present in this list, but it is not printing. We are getting only 2. It is present in list. Even though we have multiple Elif statements, whenever the first Elif statement gets evaluated as true, then that Elif statement gets executed, and the remaining Elif statements, even if they are true, they will be ignored. They won't be executed. Even if we are having multiple Elif statements, only the first one, which is true, will be executed. Remaining all will be ignored. This is how Elif will work. Next, we go with nested if. We can nest if statements inside another if statements to create more complex conditions. So coming to the syntax for this is, if condition 1, inside will have another if statement with condition 2 and code to be executed. And then for this recent if, we have else, code to be executed inside that. And for outer if, we have another else. So this is the syntax for nested if. So if inside another if inside another if. Let's take example. I'm considering here marks example. So input I'm taking from the user. Enter your marks. So we are checking condition here. If marks are less than or equal to 100, and we are using logical operators also here. Marks are greater than or equals to 60 in first if, and in second if marks are greater than or equals to 90, we need to print as high score. So else we need to print average score. Else we need to print low score. So this is how we are writing nested if. So I'm taking input from the user. So user needs to enter the marks. So if first if statement, I'm checking like marks should be less than or equals to 100 and marks should be greater than or equals to 60. Then only it satisfies and enters into next if, nested if. So here it will check marks are greater than or equals to 90. If greater than 90, then it will print high score. If not, then it will go to else statement and then prints average score. If not both, then it will print low score. Let's run this. First, I am giving, let's take 95. See here, 95 is less than 100 and greater than 60. So it is satisfying the condition. So 95 is greater than or equals to 90. It is also true. So it is printing high score. Let's rerun again. I'm now giving as 80. See here, 80 is less than or equals to 100 and 80 is greater than 60. So it is satisfying if condition. Here, 80 is not greater than or equals to 90. So it is false. So it is going to the else statement and printing average score. This is the output. Let's rerun again. Now I am giving 50. So let's rerun. So it is printing low score. So 50 is less than 100. 50 is not greater than or equals to 60. So it is not satisfying. So it's not entering into this one. So it is directly coming to else block. And then it is printing low score. This is how the flow of this nested if program will be. I hope you guys understood. Next, we will go with ternary operators. Ternary operators are often referred to as conditional expressions, which allow you to execute a simple if-else statement in a single line. So the syntax for this is, so we will have expression if true, followed by if condition, followed with else. So in else also we'll have expression if false. So this is the syntax for ternary operators. We'll have expression if true. So if this condition is true, then this will be printed. Else, the expression which is after the else block, else statement, it will be printed. So let us take an example. Let's first comment this. So I'm considering same sweet 16 example. So this is how usually we'll write if-else statement. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. By using ternary operators, these 5 lines of code will be reduced and most of the code will be in a single line. So this is the main motive of ternary operators. So how we need to write. So I'm giving c equals to 14. I'm considering same example. Just see the difference between if-else and ternary operators. I'm taking status equals to sweet 16, and then I am writing. So I have given expression here as sweet 16, and then I'm writing if and then condition. So if c equals to 16, and then else statement, we are writing with expression not sweet 16. And now I am printing this status. See here, these many lines of 5 lines got reduced to 3. So let's run this. Let's comment this first. See here, C equals to 14. It is checking 14 equals to 16. It is not true. So it is printing not sweet 16 as output. So this is how we will reduce the code. So it will be easy for us to write, simplify the code. So let's take another example. I'm considering here a list. I'm considering here with some numbers. So I'm writing status 1 equals to, I'm passing E1 as expression. If I'm writing condition n modulus of 2 equals to 0, if n modulus of 2 equals to 0, then it should print E1, else it should print odd for n in list. So for each and every number in this list, it has to check. So that is the expression I have given. For each and every element, it will check whether it is even or not. So let's run this. See here. First, for n in L, so first 1 will be here. 1 modulus of 2 equals to 0 or not, it will check. So 1 is 1 modulus of 2, it is not equals to 0. So it is printing odd. So for again 2, it will check. So it is even, it is true. So it is printing true. So 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd, 6 is even, 7 is odd, 8 is even. So like that it will check and it will print whether it is even or not accordingly. So they are used for multiple simple conditions to keep the code clean and readable. So we use ternary operators for clean code and readability. Next we go with nested ternary operators. So it is possible to write nested ternary operators, but it becomes hard to read the code. So nested, it will become more more lengthy of code. So there will be less amount of readability. So let's also write this example. Marks equals to 80. Grade equals to A. As expression, I'm writing if condition marks is greater than or equals to 90, else it needs to print B. If marks greater than or equals to 80, else C. If marks greater than or equals to 70, else D. If marks greater than or equals to 60, else we need to write fail. So this is how we'll write nested ifs and else in ternary operators. So nested ternary operators. So let's print this. See here, in above ternary operators, we have written only expression, if, condition, followed with else and expression. So in nested ternary operators, we are writing expression, if with condition, else, and again we are writing if, condition, else, this one. So these all are like clumsy, so we can't read it quickly and it will be difficult for us to understand fastly. So this is the disadvantage of nested ternary operators. Let's try to run this. See, I have given 80. So here I got output as B. So marks greater than or equals to 90, it should print A. So marks are less than 90, so it is printing B over here as an output. So this is all about if, else, elif, nested if, ternary operators, and nested ternary operators. So this is all about conditional statements in Python. I hope you understand. Thank you and see you in next video. Bye.